Let me share three things with you that I've learned from hitting over $100,000 with my music business online last year on this episode. Join me in my mission to help put at least 50,000 music artists on the right track to be independently successful with their music, to turn the talent that they have with their voice into gold. My name is Billy Nellis, and welcome to the Golden Voice Podcast. Boom! Look at it right there. It finally made it. I got this 100K award from a community that I'm in, community of musicians, and we get an award when we hit $100,000 or more in our business using a concept that I'm going to elaborate more in just a little bit on this episode, right? So this is a milestone that I hit last year. In 2021, at the time that I'm recording this episode, of course, I made a post about it on my Instagram. If you're not following me there, you can go to Instagram and check it out on Big Shot Beats _ over there, right? And it means a lot to me, right? Because I was able to independently hit that milestone with my music production business online. And there's three things that I've learned that I want to share with you on this podcast episode right here. All right. So number one is I became crystal clear on who I wanted to serve. All right. So, in marketing, there's something that says that if you are marketing to everybody, you are not marketing to anybody, right? So you're basically marketing to nobody. All right. So it starts with you. You have to be clear on who you want to serve. And that's going to help you craft the message that you're going to put out that's going to start to attract those people. So I got some courses, I invested in myself, and I used to always see that part in the beginning of it. So I was like, I don't care that much about that. Let me go straight to implementing things. But the thing is, I was always shooting myself in the leg by not going over this exercise of being clear on who I want to serve first, because what follows after that is the message that you put out there that's going to start to attract those people to you, that's going to make sense with what it is that you have to offer, right? So when I became crystal clear on who I want to serve and what's possibly their struggles or the things that, is a challenge for them, and offering a solution to these challenges or the problems that they're having, it really made a huge difference, right? The results started to come and it all made sense. All right. Now, number two is, what I've learned is using sales funnels, right? This is a concept where you are using a series of web pages online that when somebody goes through that process, they can only do one action on those pages. So you're literally in full control of the journey that someone takes until they buy what it is that you have to offer from you. And it also helps build the trust with videos that you can put on those pages. What do you write on there? The message, something that makes sense for them and that can be a benefit for them as they're going through the process, right? And what's really important there is that you probably heard that. And if you didn't hear the story of me going broke using paid advertising, you can go back, but that's what was missing, right? So by using sales funnels and having something to offer right off the bat through that sales process, right, I was able to break even and then some with my paid advertising, which is what was allowing me to get some of that money back that I was spending for paid advertising. And what's cool is that as I was building my email list, and I'm so thankful that I learned this concept at the beginning of me starting to learn about online marketing and everything. Once you start to build your list and you collect these emails through paid advertising, you're building a list, but then it becomes free, because if you have an offer, and just keep in mind that if you don't have an offer, nobody can take it, right? So there's something that I came across of recently that says, your audience can't take you up on an offer that you don't make. You see what I'm saying? So in many cases, I didn't have that in place, and that's how I wasn't breaking even on some of the stuff that I was doing, even though there were things in the back end, so to speak, that were set up, is that right off the top, there's a percentage of the people that once they see something that you have to offer, they'll take action on it, right? So I was able to implement that through sales funnels, and that's what made the difference, right? So I was spending money on paid advertising, building my list. It became free because I was more than breaking even, right? So now I was making money building my list, and the momentum kept building like that, and that's what made it made a huge difference, and that's what made it amazing, right? So I learned to use sales funnels, and it's really important. If you use paid advertising, you have to have something in place that allows you to collect your own data, to build your own list that you can then use again in the future. And it's the most important asset that you have to build, especially if you're building your music online, right? Is having an email list, right? So if you're missing that, you better get in that wagon, right? So I learned how to use that, and having an offer that is right out the top when somebody goes in and start going through the process, that they can take me up on that offer, and the percentage of the people that takes that helps me get some of that money back than spending on paid advertising, break even, and then some. And after that is just, cherry on top of the sundae. It just keeps coming, and you become a lot more profitable in the back end as you continue to nurture the list that you are building. All right. Now, number 3, and this one is huge for me because it's also a game changer that helped me reach $100,000, more than $100,000 in my business back in 21, is leveraging some of my peers' audiences with affiliate marketing or referral system, right? Because I may have an offer that's converting well, and I can go to some of my peers, another music producer just like myself, and I'd be like, okay, I have an offer that may benefit your audience as well, knowing that we may be serving somebody similar, right? So when you're clear on who you want to serve, we call that the custom avatar or your ideal customer. There may be one of your peers that have that same customer. Just like if you are a music artist, there may be another music artist that does similar music than yours, and they have an audience that may like your music as well, right? So, I was able to collaborate and leverage some of my peers' audiences by having them promote some of my offers that generate some income right there. It's 50-50 split kind of thing. Pay them the money, and then now, that generates some income without having to spend any money on paid advertising. They send out to their audience, to their email list, and to their, whatever asset that they have. Create a win-win situation right there where they get paid. By doing that, I also get paid my portion in that part, and I have some people of their audience and their list that came onto my list. And the process just keeps going like that. So I thought I'd come on here. This is amazing. Next stop, 7 figures. I'm finna go in. You see what I'm saying? I'm just going to continue to soak in some of that knowledge, taking action, but most importantly, contributing into sharing some of that knowledge with you so that you can get some results for yourself and hit the goals that you have with your music independently. All right. So really appreciate you tuning in to the Golden Voice podcast over here. I thought I'd come on here and share this milestone with you and some of the things that I've learned that helped me hit that milestone. So we're going to keep it moving. We're going to keep it grooving. Make sure that you subscribe to this podcast. Follow it. If you're on YouTube, hit that red button. If you're on Spotify, if you're on, Apple Music, wherever you're at, make sure that you subscribe and follow. I'm going to keep coming in with some knowledge, with some golden gems, things that are going to help turn the passion that you have and the talent that you have with your voice, with your music into gold, because I'm on a mission to put at least 50,000 music artists on the right path to be independently successful with their music, turning the talent that they have with their voice into gold. All right. So this was Billy here from Big Shot Beats on the Golden Voice podcast. And I'll talk to you on the next one. Let's get it. I really appreciate you tuning into the Golden Voice podcast today. There's so many other ones out there to listen to, and I don't take your interests lightly. I really hope that what I shared with you today made sense and helped put you on the right track to be independently successful with your music. So if it did, share this podcast episode with somebody else that would need it too. Cool. Now let's take a step further. Do you want instant notifications for when I upload new episodes? Text the word podcast to 647-277-5177. I repeat, text the word podcast to 647-277-5177, and I'll shoot you a quick text when I upload new Golden Voice podcast episodes in the future. So thanks again for tuning in, and I will talk to you on the next one.